Hello everyone. Today's topic is Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution for ninth grade History Chapter 2. Let's study this chapter in two different parts. Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. So that the concept will be much more clear. So what is socialism? Basically, socialism is an ideology, an idea given by a propounder or a person, a way of thinking wherein a society, wherein a society all the resources are equally divided among the people irrespective of potentiality and capability of a person. In today's society, we either it is for job sake or for school admission, we see the potentiality of the child or potentiality of the person, capability of a child or a capability of a person. So, but this, according to this ideology, socialism, irrespective of potentiality and capability, the society have to divide the resource like land, property among all the people equally. That is socialism. The age of social change. So when did this socialism arise? When did this social change started? It was during the French Revolution that the idea of liberty, equality and democratic rights started. Before that, there was no concept of liberty, equality, democratic rights. It was French Revolution that triggered for change in the society. These ideas of French Revolution created a possibility of change in the society. It was after this people started discussing the possibility for change. They wanted change, they started discussing for the change. But the idea for change varied all over the Europe. Each continent, each country, each place in the world had a different idea of social change. So what was the varied changes that each in Europe, in other countries, other continent was? Some wanted changes gradually. Some wanted changes radically, that is fast. Some wanted slow changes, some wanted fast changes, some wanted moderate changes. So we can say that there were different political traditions such as liberals, radicals, conservatives. So liberals, radicals and conservatives, these are the group of people who gave different ideas about socialism, about social changes that they wanted in the world. In the world, they were the group of people, means these ideas were different. Liberal ideas were different, radicals ideas were different, conservatives ideas were different. So we will discuss each of them in detail. These different political traditions played a very important role in influencing change in the history of Europe as well as the world. How was the change? So now let's discuss about liberals. They were open-minded and basically they were upper middle class people who wanted change in the society. They wanted equality. What changes they wanted? Basically what changes? They wanted equality among the religion, and nation should be tolerant towards all the religion. They oppose the uncontrolled power of dynastic rule. Here dynastic rule is nothing but the rule which is going on from generations to generations. That is king. After the king, his son will hold the power. After him, his son will hold the power. So they opposed that dynastic rule. They believed that individual rights should be protected against government. So liberals started thinking that individual rights should be there. They must be protected. As they were open-minded, upper middle class people, not middle class, not they were upper middle class people. Okay, so they wanted equality, they wanted tolerancy towards all religion, they opposed dynastic rule, then they believed individuals' rights should be protected. They also argued for a representative elected parliamentary government. They supported judiciary. This is very important, that they supported judiciary, which must be well trained and independent. However, they were not democratic. This is that you got to remember. See, they supported everything. They supported equality, tolerant towards religion. They opposed dynastic rule. They believed individual rights should be protected. Then they also supported the parliamentary form of government, supported the judiciary, but they did not support. They were not Democrats because they did not believe in universal adult franchise and wanted only men with property holding have right to vote. That is only the men who have only property, they should only vote, not the others, not the women. So they did not support universal adult franchise. Got the point? So then comes radicals. So they were the liberals, now radicals. They were lower strata people, that is lower than middle class, upper middle class. After upper middle class people comes middle class, after middle class lower strata. So they were lower strata people. They wanted a government which must be based on majority. Okay, they supported majority. They supported women's suffragette movements also. That is, they supported universal adult franchise. Like liberals didn't support universal adult franchise, radicals were the people who supported universal adult franchise. They opposed the privileges of great landlords and wealthy factory owners. So why did they oppose this? Because they disliked concentration of property in few hands. That is, they opposed privileges in the hands of landlords and wealthy owners. So why did they oppose? Because they disliked concentration of property in few hands, because they were creating disparities in the society. Disparities means what? Rich will become rich, poor will become poor. So when there is concentration of property in one hands, there will be disparities. Therefore, they wanted radical change. So now, conservatives, they were the ruling aristocrat class. So we discussed about liberals, radicals, and now conservatives. They are the ruling rich class, you can say. Aristocrats class is rich class, or the king's family. They were ruling class and person in power who initially opposed the change. So basically, conservatives didn't want any change. But after French Revolution, they were ready for change, as they understood that change was inevitable. So here, conservatives literally they didn't wanted change, but after French Revolution they understood the scenario that people will definitely change them. If you don't agree for change, they will kill you or throw you down. By French Revolution only they came to know about it. So they accepted the change as it was inevitable. Okay, as they couldn't change it, the future they could not change it, so it was inevitable. But they believed that the past had to be respected and change had to be brought about through a slow process. So they believed that change should be brought about in a slow process, not suddenly, not radically, and not like how liberals think. All these differing ideas played a very important role in the world politics, which means these ideas influenced the world. The idea of liberals, the idea of radicals, the idea of conservatives uh, influenced the whole world. Now, industrial society and social change. By 19th century, society was changing. That is, change had already occurred. What were the changes? There were socio-economic changes. This is that is there were new industries. Industrialization had started. New industries were there. Industrial regions and even railways had expanded. So industrialization had started, new industrial regions had begun, and even railways had started. Basically, because of railway only, industries also started. However, these industrial revolution brought many problems with it. So what were those problems? Long working hours and poor wages. So people who were in the factories or industries had long working hours and poor wages. Unemployment was prevailing. Sanitation problem was there. There was cleanliness, there was no cleanliness, lack of cleanliness was there. So there was problem. Sanitation, sorry, not sanitization, sanitation problem. It was the liberals and radicals who wanted change because they were often property owners and employers. That is, this change, that is long working hours, poor wages, unemployment, sanitation problem, they wanted to change this. Who? Liberals and radicals. They only were the property owners, they were only the owners of the industries, and they were the employers. They were the people who gave employment to the poor people who came from the villages to the city. So as they believed that educated and healthy population will bring great profit. That is why they wanted change. Liberals and radicals, why they wanted change? Because they believed that if the workers, the working population are educated and healthy population, then only they will get great profit. Got the point? Liberals and radicals themselves wanted a change, but because they believed that educated and healthy population brings them great profit. So now, why liberals and radicals were unable to change the condition of the workers? Though they wanted changes, they were the industrialists, they were the employers, they were unable to change the condition of the workers. Why? Though liberals and radicals were willing to change the situation of working class, they were unable to do because there was old aristocrats and conservatives regime which was established in the Europe after 1815. Now again we will connect this to the fall of Napoleon. After fall of Napoleon in French Revolution, first chapter, after fall of Napoleon, who came to the power? The rich class, conservatives, aristocrats and conservatives came to the power, and basically they didn't wanted change in the society. So radicals and liberals were unable to change the condition of the workers. Revolutionaries from France, Italy, Germany and Russia worked to overthrow existing monarchies. So here all revolution had started to overthrow this conservatives, aristocrats, monarchies. Okay, they spoke of nations nationalist. They spoke of nations nationalist, equality among the citizens. One of the Italian nationalists was Giuseppe Mazzini. So about Giuseppe Mazzini, you know only so much because we are going to study in 10th grade again about him. Let us see among these politics, there were all these politics which was going on. That is, they wanted, liberals and radicals wanted change. Conservatives were not ready for change. So there were revolution, there were fights to put down monarchies. So these were the politics which was going on. So let us see in between these politics, where did the socialism arose? So the next video will be on the subtopic coming of socialism in Europe. How did socialism come up in Europe? So please like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon so that you can see my other videos too.